Hello, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. And this is Rose coming to you again live. It's been a while since I posted, and I must apologize. Life gets to us sometimes, and we just forget what we had promised ourselves. And I want to say, first of all, I hope that you're keeping safe, that you're doing well, that you are. Um, Staying home or going to work, whatever it is that you're doing, I hope you are fine and well. So, today I just want to say I'm really excited to be here talking to you because a year ago, 2 days ago, a year ago, 2 days ago, I set myself a goal. And it wasn't a goal that I set myself, it was a challenge that one of my mentors, Darren Hardy, gave us. And the challenge was simply to ask us to walk or run a mile every day. And it didn't matter when you did it, where you did it, all he did was ask us to do this every day. This was 2nd of June 2019. And I thought, well, what the hell, let me go on to this challenge and see whether I can actually make this challenge. So I took on the challenge and I started going. And I tell you, I couldn't walk for 20 minutes without panting and getting out of breath. I mean, I'd been walking all the time, but I hadn't really been walking for exercise. So I started walking, and was it easy? It wasn't easy. It was very difficult for me to understand what I got myself into. So we did this challenge, and I walked, and in between I could travel, I could move, but I managed to do this for 90 days. 90 days of walking, and I thought, oh my God, I've really been able to achieve this. So I thought that was the end of it. But the next day, guess what? I found myself getting up and going for another walk. And then I realized what had happened to me during that 90 days. It had now become a habit for me. It was what it has now become a routine. Every day I got up, and it was not something that I could give up very easily. So, luckily for us, we had a group of people that also were, committed to this everyday walk or run. And we reformed another group, and we decided to go for the 1 year. So, for 1 year, through winter, summer, autumn, spring, we walked. I walked. I would normally walk 6 kilometers a day or more or less, but I walked no less than 4 kilometers a day. And this, guys, is all that I have been able to gather from this, is that we need to be setting goals. And setting goals is an amazing thing. But what happens to us when we set goals? We are so focused on that goal, and the goal becomes now the act. And we forget that in order to actually achieve this goal, you need to go through some kind of schedule. You have to go through some kind of a system in order for you to get there. Why was I able to actually get through the 1 year of walking? Very simply because I made it a ritual. I would wake up in the morning, I would go straight into the bathroom, brush my teeth, put on my clothes, and go out and walk. It didn't matter if it was raining, it didn't matter if it was sunny, it didn't matter what the weather was. It didn't snow very much last winter, so I was very lucky. If I was traveling, then I would make sure, if my travel involved a day travel, I would walk up and down in the airport until I had actually achieved my goal of walking. But that's not really the key of what I want to share with you here today, because setting goals is amazing. And it's so weird because today, when listening to Darren Hardy, one of the things he mentions about what stops us from achieving what we want is because we focus so much on the goals. All right. Once you've set a goal, forget about it and then go about being able to follow this step by step. And that's why I was able to achieve all of what I was able to achieve. So, looking back on my year of walking, what can I say I have achieved? I can first and foremost say one thing. I have been able to lose the weight that I had been struggling for so long to lose. Not because of the walking, but because of the rituals that I put into place. So I started this off at 80 kilos. I'm only 5'4". How do you weigh 80 kilos? But now I'm down to 67 kilos, and hopefully in the next couple of months, I hope to bring it down to 60, which is my ideal weight. And I know everybody says at your age, Rose, you should be that weight, but that's my goal. What else have I been able to achieve in the 60 days? Because I was so focused on doing my walk, the rituals that I had set in, I got into a routine of waking up when my eyes opened. Most of us, what happens when you wake up in the morning? You open your eyes, you look at the clock, you think, what's the weather like? And you hit the snooze button, you go back to sleep. But what I've realized is that you do have an alarm clock in your head which sets the time for you. So I've become a morning person. I wake up early, I go and do my routine, and that has given me extra time in the day for me to do the things that I really care about. And this is the other thing for those people who keep saying we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. Sleep less, you will find more time to do the things that you want to do. What else have I been able to discover or have I achieved during this 1 year of walking? What I've been able to discover is very simply that I love my own company. I love the morning walks, going out for walks, communing with myself, communing with nature, you know, introspection, thinking about who I am, where I want to go. And that is such a valuable gift that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't got into this routine of continually walking every day and going out there and being on my own. And the fourth thing that this has really helped me to achieve, luckily or unluckily, whichever way you want to look at it, my last couple of months were on lockdown. I have been stuck at home for the last 3 months, as like many of you have been. And if it were not for the walk, I think I would have gone stark raving mad. But every day I woke up, I had a purpose. I could go out, I could do what I needed to do, and therefore it gave me a purpose and a reason to wake up. Otherwise, knowing who I was before this challenge, I was the kind of person who would probably have been putting things in my ears, sitting back and just enjoying lazing about. But that was no longer the purpose. I have a purpose for getting up every day. So, guys, there are so many lessons that I have picked up, I have learned through all this walking. And what I wanted to share with you today is simply this. Right now, because of what we are going through all this lockdown, there is a lot of us who are probably in a position in places where you never thought you would be. You never thought you would be here right now, maybe having lost your job, maybe going to lose your job later on, and you're constantly thinking about what ifs, what ifs. Well, it's good to think about what ifs and set goals and set, plans for the future. But there is nothing like living in the now. There is nothing like living in the moment, one step at a time. Set those goals, put them aside, and then concentrate on the process of achieving that goal. And that process is those little steps every day. All right. So if you are right now in a position where you're finding that things are tough for you, you don't know what the future holds for you, there's only one thing I'm going to ask of you: not to live in the rear view mirror. What does that mean? Constantly looking back to see where you've come from, what you had, the homes you had, the job that you had, the amount of money that you had, the life that you led, all before this coronavirus came and destroyed it. Why is that important? Yes, you may feel the loss of what you didn't have. You may feel the loss of what you should have had. But if you continuously drive while you're looking in the rear view mirror, there is an accident waiting to happen. And unfortunately, when that accident does happen, who is going to be the victim of this accident? The victim is going to be you. Why? Because you're driving looking back. I'm going to ask you, wherever you are, just like that day, 368 days ago, when I said, yes, I am going to do this challenge. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know what I was going to face, but a year down the road, I have achieved it. And when I look back, I can see all the little things that came in my way to try and distract me from doing that. Being away on holiday, being with my family, I'm not feeling well, it's raining, it's blowing. All those are things that are brought in our way in order to seduce us away from our goals. And only you can think about how to overcome those and know that every challenge is brought to you not to test you but to strengthen you. So I want to leave you here today and say this to you. Whatever you're going through right now, use that as a means to propel you forward to a life that you probably never thought you would have, to a life that you probably never foresaw that is going to happen. But you can make it, because I tell you what, you are special and you can make this happen for you. So thank you very much. I hope this has been valuable to you. I feel for all of you. I give you my virtual hugs and look forward to meeting you on the other side of the coronavirus. Thank you very much.